Aloha everyone, welcome to Connecting with History. My name is Mike Smola and I'm the Curator of Public Programs at the Hawaiian Mission House's Historic Site and Archives in the Honolulu. We're here inside the dining room of the 1821 Mission House, the oldest still standing house in all of Hawaii. Now this was a bit of a communal life for the missionaries. Between 3 and 4 families, between 16 to 20 people usually would have lived in this house all together. In addition to that, they not only lived together, they held their property in common. They also, in the early years of the mission, took their meals together as something like this, which they called the long table. In addition to the 20 people or so who lived here, there would usually be between 6 and 12 guests for dinner almost every night of the week. Usually members of the elite, ship's captains and officers, or other local dignitaries. The missionary women hated the long table. After all, it's a lot of work to serve and make dinner for 26 to 32 people all the time. Now, the relationship between the missionaries and the elite was not just business per se, religious and secular instruction, it was also social. And one of the best examples of this comes from a letter of Reverend Hiram Bingham in December of 1827. And he's writing back to the American Board of Commissioners for Foreign Missions in Boston, describing a tea party that was hosted by Mrs. Richards and Mrs. Bingham here inside the house. Now, the letter is very interesting that physically describes each of the elite and also gives us descriptions of their manners and mannerisms. But I think one of the other really amazing things that is discussed in this letter are the conversation topics during this tea party. And let me tell you, this is not light tea time gossip. They're discussing things like comparing traditional Hawaiian religion with the Christianity that the missionaries were teaching. They were discussing different government systems, traditional Hawaiian structures of government versus foreign ideas of how to structure government. So this is not a lighthearted tea. This is actually a very serious discussion, but in a more relaxed social setting. I think one of the other amazing things about this letter is that Reverend Bingham is very complimentary about the elite. He says to the people back in Boston, he says, these are not only people you would want to have in your parlor in Boston, but people you would be proud to have in your parlor in Boston. Now the table is set here as it might have been for the elite, the chiefs and the royalty. And one of the amazing things is that they had blue willow-ware china. Now these are replicas here. And the originals of these were actually given as a gift to these missionaries. A ship captain sailed to Canton, China, where he met a gentleman by the name of Daniel Oliphant. Now Daniel was a manager of a porcelain factory in Canton called Zion's Corner. And he wanted to send back a gift with this captain for the missionaries here in Hawaii. And so he sent 157 pieces of blue willow-ware china. All right. Now, one of the interesting things about blue willow-ware china is that no matter the individual stylistic choices of the artist, they actually all have the same design elements. And because the plate itself tells a story. And the story is about a princess who falls in love with the king's gardener. They try to run away together and sail off together. They get caught, they get put in jail, and then they turn into 2 lovebirds and fly away together. So on every single blue willow-ware plate, what you'll always find is a palace, like you see here. You'll see a garden. You'll see a boat for them to sail away on. And along the edge, there will always be some type of geometric pattern. And this is to represent the jail that they were put in for trying to elope together. And the last thing you'll always find is a pair of lovebirds as they fly away together. Thank you for joining us today for Connecting with History. See you again next time. Mahalo and aloha.